true story to start Tuesday's video report. Yesterday, about 4:30 my time, I get a text from Shawn Michaels, and he wants to know who I'm on last night. So I tell him I love Auburn, and his exact words: "Are you trying to ruin my football season?" Oh, yes, the hypocrisy of it all. But yes, so Shawn Michaels obviously was on Auburn last night. A hell of a lot of the guys here on Auburn last night. Trace Adams, his third straight 200,000 or 2,000 star double your wager winner on Auburn as well. But of course, the big guy we got to talk about is my pal. It's Shawn Michaels, who yesterday made it winning day number 80 out of 116. And in all seriousness, guys, and I mean this seriously, otherwise, I wouldn't have said seriously two more times in a single sentence, practically. A phenomenal football season, a phenomenal 7-month run. Not only was yesterday winning day number 80 out of 116, but he had the 100-dime play, obviously, on Auburn last night, and he went 15-3 this year with college football 100-dime side selections, 15 out of 18. I mean, and he's on the 46-20 run with the NFL 100-dime plays over the past 4+ seasons after the 2-0 wild card weekend sweep with the Saints and the 49ers. And again, over the past 7 months, 80 wins, 36 losses, 2 pushes, and a $10 better has made over $30,000. I created these sites over 10 years ago. I've hired and fired a lot of handicappers over that time. There have been some guys that have had phenomenal runs when they made their debut at the site. There have been guys that have gone on long-term runs in various sports. But I got to tell you something. When it comes to maximum wager plays, Shawn has hit 22 out of 29, I think it is, 100-dime releases over the past 2 months. It's just a phenomenal run. So hopefully you won a hell of a lot of money yesterday. I got to tell you something. I felt bad for Auburn in that game. I mean, it was good watching a game knowing that you have a 10.5 point underdog. What was the public doing betting Florida State up that much? Knowing that you had a double-digit lead in the second quarter of the game, I felt bad for Auburn losing the game straight up. I mean, nice comeback win for Florida State, the blown coverage, moving them so close, and then, of course, the ridiculous pass interference penalty. You saw that one coming from a mile away, but what a tough way. But maybe this is how fate and destiny was ready to play its role last night. I mean, Auburn has certainly gotten enough breaks this season. Ask Alabama, ask Georgia, ask Missouri. So last night their luck ran out. But one hell of a BCS title game. We can only hope that, last year we had a Super Bowl that was boring at the outset and then came down to the final few minutes, right? And we can only hope that we can have a repeat performance a few weeks ago when people are sitting probably in sub-freezing temperatures in northern New Jersey going, why the hell isn't this game in a dome? Why isn't this game in Southern California? Why isn't this game in Miami? I hope they have a blizzard. I hope it's like 14 degrees below zero with the wind chill. Wouldn't that just be appropriate? Okay, let's move on. Hey, listen, today, half price play of the day. And I'll get to your 2 free picks in a moment. Half price play of the day releases are 5-0-1 over the past 2 weeks, turning to Scott Delaney, who is his 100-dime winner, number 11 out of 13, and third straight in college basketball. You can get it for half price today simply by using coupon code. Are you ready? Half. Let me just look. What game is he on tonight? Youngstown State and Illinois Chicago. Quick, give me the nicknames of those two teams. Come on. Let's go. Come on. What is it, the Penguins and the Flames? I know Youngstown State is the Penguins. I think Illinois Chicago is the Flames. Anyway, $10 bettors have made $7,235 following Scott's betting advice over the past, actually since November. And, he just hit a 100-dime play on the 49ers on Sunday, hit his 100-dime total of the year in the NFL 2 Sundays ago. That was, I think, St. Louis and Seattle under, a play that you got for like $19.95. Today, half price play of the day. Again, the coupon code is half. $5 play of the day, Brett Atkins going for winning day number 7 out of 9. Western Conference total of the month. The Spurs and Grizzlies, even bigger than his college basketball total winner last night. All you've got to do is use coupon code BRETT5, BRETT, and the number 5. And finally, save $26 off a single purchase today of anything here at the site. Coupon code is 26 off. 26 off. Let me talk about a couple of college basketball games here this evening. I think tonight is a good spot to jump back on Duke, a Duke team that is out of the top 10 for the first time in 122 weeks. I know. Cost me a lot of sleep thinking about that too last night. Really did. Anyway, listen, Duke is, of course, coming off that 79-77 loss at Notre Dame on Saturday game, and they were up 10 points, midway through the second half in that one. Jabari Parker, the talented rookie, had his worst game of the season in the ACC opener for the Dukies, 2 for 10, season low, 7 points, only 4 rebounds in the game. I think, however, he will rebound here tonight. For Coach K's team, which still got outstanding performances from Rodney Hood, 27 points, to Quinn Cook, 22 points in that loss to the Irish. Last year, and if true, it's a different team, right? With Hood and Parker driving the engine for the Blue Devils this year, and they certainly don't have the size that they had a year ago. But you cannot deny how strong they are at home. Last year, playing at home at Cameron, they were 9-0. Average winning margin, 16.9 points a game, and they held foes to 64 points and just 48.9% shooting in those 9 ACC home wins. Now, Georgia Tech comes in here reeling from a loss of one of their top players, starting forward Robert Carter Jr., 10 points, 9 rebounds a game. He was one of their 2 big guys down low. Missed the game, first game, missed it against Maryland on Saturday, and Tech in their ACC opener got hammered 77-61, only shot 38% from the field in that game. He's undergoing knee surgery, ironically, today, and his loss is going to be amplified, magnified, choose your word, because the one thing that Duke doesn't have is size. So if you're going to beat Duke, you've got to funnel the ball down low, and you got to be aggressive in the paint. That's what Notre Dame was. Well, they lost one of their 2 bigs, they being Georgia Tech coming into this contest. So I think that you got to go ahead, even though it's a huge number, and look for Duke to rebound in this particular contest. Listen, the Jackets, they're not a very good shooting team. So if they can't get the ball inside and they're missing one of their 2 inside players, I just don't see how they're going to be able to do this. And FYI, Duke has absolutely owned the series, winning 5 in a row in 29 of the last 32 meetings overall. 6 straight at home in the series by an average of 16 points a game. True, they're laying more than that tonight, but I think you have to go with Dookie in that one. I was going to talk about the LSU-Tennessee contest. LSU opened at 2, now they're up to 3. Doesn't that game smell like a trap game to you? I know LSU is coming off the loss to Rhode Island the other day. They've been out rebounding in 4 of their last 6 games. And what does Tennessee do? They rebound so well. Tough defensive team. Swept the season series a year ago. So I thought LSU was to play originally in that game. I'm just telling you, I think the other way is to play in that game. But I'm not touching it. The other free pick in reality is actually going to be Iowa State and Baylor. I like the Bears as a 6.5-point dog in this one. Listen, I know Iowa State is 13-0. They're playing at Hilton Coliseum tonight. But remember when Iowa State played Iowa a few weeks back at home? They were laying 4. They only won by 3, and they needed a miracle comeback in the final minute to win that game straight up. I know, because I had Iowa State that night. This Baylor team is good. I mean, their only loss came in the Maui Invitational to number 2 Syracuse. So again, they've taken on Kentucky, Colorado, Dayton, South Carolina. They've done their due diligence. I think 6.5 points is too big of a margin here in what could be a 2 or 3 point game. So I like Iowa State in this contest. And here's something just was thinking. How about a 2-team 4-point teaser? Standard 4 points, 2-teamer in college basketball. You realize you can take, by the way, I meant to say Baylor. I like Baylor straight up in that game. You can take Baylor at 10.5. You could take Tennessee at +7 in what should be a low-scoring game, and I think that would be a winning teaser. But still, I'll stick with the Dukies, and I'll stick with the Baylor Bears, and those will be your 2 free picks. Best of luck to you guys. Stay warm wherever you have to be in the country today. And as I'm sitting here with a short-sleeve shirt with the sun coming through the window, right, just to rub it in a little. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. See you then.